I see our next sister in the room that's going to be chatting with us today. Terry, how are you this morning? I know you're same time frame as me. We started at 7 a.m. PST, so no complaints from anybody else. How are you?
I am great.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
I wanted to bring Terry up and introduce her. She is the international speaker on what is now being called the squeeze. She's an award-winning home renovator, so we're going to get some talk there. Award-winning home renovator and specialist in wellness prioritizing. And her conversation with us today is all about there's more to life than pulp. We like to make people human around here, so they're not just experts in international and global. They do cool things too. And her favorite music right now, and I think, I mean, who doesn't know these people, is Heart These Dreams. Such a great song, such a great song. And the thing that you may not know about Terry is that her favorite milkshake flavor, oh my gosh, all the flavors that are out there, is vanilla. That's awesome. She has a gift for everybody today, and it is a mini call. So look at, people have been so incredibly generous that, you know what, there's nothing like a connection. There's nothing like a conversation. So she is gifting that to everyone. She will be putting her information in the chat. But one person is going to set, well, look at, you talked about that earlier, Stephanie, about that beautiful planner that we have for everybody. And she's going to gift the whole planner set to one person, the Top Performance Planner, and a beautiful set of eye patches. And Terry, I was wearing them this morning before everybody came on. And they were great. I'm like, make sure I take these off. So let me introduce you to Terry. Please tell us about this life, this pulp, and this squeeze. Take it away, my friend.
Okay, well, thank you for having me on today, Deb. And Deb gave me the opportunity to be in the book as well. So I'm one of the 50 going in. I'm really excited to see that and be part of the Oscars in spirit. I won't be going down, but I'll be in the book, which is super exciting. So I just want to thank all of you guys for being here today and to be committed to this incredible paradigm shift for women. I really think that it's happening fast, and our presence today, being here, speaks volumes of our readiness to transform the challenges and opportunities for growth and resilience. So the squeeze is something that came about. I was writing a book a couple of years ago, and it evolved into this demographic. We are being squeezed around the world. We are faced with the greatest challenge that has ever happened. It's never happened in humanity, and that is we have 7 living generations of people. And those 7 generations are going from the greatest generation, silent generation, baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and Alpha. I have all 7 generations in my family. And I am at the end of the baby boomers, beginning of Gen X, right in the middle. And countries around the world are scrambling. We're not ready for this. And so examples of what the squeeze is, or maybe you can identify with this. I have a 7-year-old grandchild that lives with me, and my daughter, millennial, her boyfriend, a millennial. I have my husband, baby boomer. His mom is silent generation. My parents are silent generation. They're in their 80s. And I have a grandparent who is greatest. And they need to be taken to doctor's appointments. A couple of them have lost their home, just can't afford the taxes anymore and all that. Got them in a home. I have one that wants to live with us. Sort of dealing with that right now. And we both, my husband and I, retired. And financially, emotionally, the kids aren't making it out there. We're having to, I buy extra groceries, deliver groceries to them. And I think if you look at places like all around the world, but especially new to us here in Kamloops, Vancouver, all along the West Coast, homelessness is becoming a rampant problem. And it's going to get worse and worse as people cannot afford housing. And this is all causing a lot of stress for us, especially as women, because women tend to take on that role of taking care of everything. And back to what I wrote her name down. Dr. Melissa was just on about talking about heart disease, and she's right. There's 1 in 3 women will have a heart attack or stroke, and 1 in 5 will die. So it's a silent killer, and but the good news is we're here, so we're going to make a change. I'm going to go into a little bit about my story. I grew up in the health food industry. We had 2 health food stores. We had one in Edmonton, Alberta, and we had one down in Osoyoos, BC, Canada. And I grew up in Carameus. It's a beautiful valley, Smokemean Valley, with fields of fruits and vegetables and orchards. And that's how I grew up. We ate what we grew. And as I got a little bit older, in my 50s, I was running and racing my bike, and I ran a marathon and for my 50th birthday over in Honolulu. So I felt unstoppable. I felt really strong at 50. I was at probably the healthiest I'd ever been in my life. And on the very day that my first grandson was born, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And that hit me like a rock. And it was a shock, but there was no time to process it. We were in the middle of a huge renovation with my husband. And if you've ever done a renovation with a spouse, that is the ultimate stress. In working full time, adult children at home, and now my daughter with this as a single parent now with a baby. And I thought I was holding it all together, and I was withstanding the weight of it all. Thought, okay, I'm doing okay. You don't realize it though. A few years later, I was in Sedona, Arizona, and hiking there, and I crunched my ankle. I had to hike out of there. I didn't go to the hospital in the US because I didn't want to lose my house just by going to the doctor there over an ankle. So I waited till I got back to Canada, went straight to the hospital, went into emerge, and they take your vitals and whatnot when you're in emergency. And the girl looked at me and she said, "You're here for your ankle, but darling, you have got a way bigger problem." My heart was about to explode. My blood pressure was through the roof. And she said, "You got to go get this checked now." So for a person that's never had medications before, and I had my blood work, and yes, high cholesterol, and it's a sign. They call it the silent killer. You don't really realize what you have, but going through menopause is probably the #1 thing to watch for, because after menopause it tends to be like that, especially if it's hereditary. I don't know if it's hereditary or if it was lifestyle or stress. I'm thinking a little bit of everything. And so it was my wake-up call, and I really, really stressed just to get to know your numbers, go to the doctor, know your numbers. How you deal with how you want to address it. If you want to take medication, some people don't want to go the pharmaceutical way. Other people want to deal with it in a more natural way. But I wanted to try and treat holistically with a little bit of everything. And that's exactly what Dr. Melissa was saying. I chose to take pills, get a handle on it, kept checking my numbers. And then, because I also had the brain tumor to look at too, and I was getting regular MRIs, which that has stabilized. I take a certain formula for that as well, that took me into a whole line of what can I say? It's a holistic, natural skincare wellness line, and they had brain formula that I use, and it's helped me with that. So got all those under control, but I, in the midst of it, created a system, a 7-pillar system of how we can take care of ourselves, practicing daily, small steps to take care of ourselves and make us number one in the morning and at night and then throughout the day. And the 7-pillar system is kind of based on the chakras. So there's 7 chakras. And I wrote a book about it. I'm just in the middle of getting that published. And these pillars are remind me and remind my clients that the squeeze doesn't have to divide us. We can take that pressure and create something better for the world, for ourselves. I ended up leaving my job and working on this full time because it made me realize that time is not something that we have forever. Time is the most precious thing we have is time. And I didn't want to waste it anymore. And I thought, you know, my calling, I wanted to go back to where I grew up in the farm, naturally, holistically. I wanted to share my knowledge, my legacy. So to you as a whole today, I have an incredible gift for you, and that's to have the free consultation and see where you are at and how I can maybe help you with the system. And it's just doing simple steps practiced every day. And I think we get out of just the habit of it all. And we all know to drink water, but do we drink it? We all know to eat right, but do we eat right? And then so you don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. I am reading this off my notes right now. Just can't get this memorized. Taking care of yourself is not only a gift to you, but to everyone around you. By nurturing you, you're building the strength to make a greater impact, to show up fully, to share your unique gifts to the world. Let's all show up, stand up, and speak up, and protect our hearts.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Terry. I think it's just such a great reminder. And I know that when we share from experiences that we've had, like that transparency, it just gives room for other women to do the same thing. Right? It just gives, you know, our stories matter, how they affect us matter. And I was blown away, and it's going to be my question, or unless Stephanie, you came up with one, just how many generations that we are actually working within our lives. You know, it was interesting. I took a picture, took a family picture, and there was 4 of us, 4 generations, and it was like, well, this is cool. But when you think about the capacity and that it goes much further, Stephanie, I'd love to pass it over to you.
Yes, Terry, thank you for just the beautiful reminder to take care of ourselves. And I love it that your coaching centers around the chakras. I think, you know, there's more and more enlightenment around that. So that's so important. And Deb did steal my question.
No, I didn't say the number. So you can still say it.
Yeah, but I think what I'll do is Terry mentioned all the different generations. So you're right. You didn't say the number. So I'll go ahead and we'll use that one. So how many generations did Terry say that we are, that are on the planet that we are encountering? And type that number into the chat with your email address. Please do not forget to include your email address, because someone will win this private coaching or the planners from Terry. And we want to be sure that everyone has the opportunity to win that. So even if you see your answer coming up 3rd, 4th, 5th, it's okay, because you can only win 1 grand prize per speaker. So, all right. Terry, thank you so much.
Yay, let's see some love, some Zoom love, some hearts, some rocket ships, some sparkles, what have you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing from the heart. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.